Romano, what's the matter? Are you okay? What's wrong? What's wrong? You tell mommy what's wrong, hey? What's the matter? Are you okay? Are you okay? Hey? Okay. Good day, my name is Sharon Patris. At the moment I'm 54 years old. The illness, Huntington's disease, affected my life by, first of all, not having an older son. That I miss out. I miss out on the joys I have by having a teenage son, I should say. We're missing out on having a social life because at the moment I have two younger boys, one is 13 and one is 9 years old. We cannot have fun time, we cannot have family time because at the stage that Romano is now, we don't have anybody to look after him because he has to be fed every 3 hours. So constantly somebody has to be at home with him because he needs to be fed. Romano was very fun-loving. He is a very fun-loving. When he was younger, he used to love playing sports. He was like a runner. He used to run for the school. Athletics. He used to love swimming. When we used to go out with family, and my brother-in-law's got the pool, he was always first in the water and last out of the pool. It was very joyful. I never used to have problems with him, but then when he went to school, he attended a normal primary school, and at the age of 13, when he went to high school, say by grade 7, they picked up, he had a learning disability. So I thought, okay, he won't be able to cope in the normal school. Then I made an application at Batavia. He went to Batavia High. The first year he was fine. In the second year, the psychiatrist of Batavia High picked up a symptom that he didn't want to learn. There was something wrong. He just wanted to lay down, and she said at that age, 14, that's not normal for a 14-year-old to just lie and not interested in schoolwork and doing things with his hands and whatever. And then she asked me to have him tested. Then I told the school about his father, the illness and things like that, and then that's when I had him retested, and at the age of 16 they diagnosed him with Huntington's. And there was a time when I was still busy working. He was at Friends Daycare out in Alexander, but he was the only one that was still busy walking, and all those inmates, they were children that were not paralytic, but they were all poor old, so how do you call it, disabled. They were disabled children, and they were all in wheelchairs, and he was the only one that was still running around. And as I said, he was very aggressive, and that's when he started lashing out. He used to hit the little ones. Principal phoned me in to say that this is not on, because he's the only one that was running around, and there's children that can't defend himself and he's hitting. And that's when I made a decision of giving up my job, and that's where I started looking after him myself. The city was stuck because there was no income. My husband was the only one that was bringing an income, and as I said, I got two little ones. The school fees had to be paid, and we took out the bond for this house. My husband had to pay that school fees, but praise God, we survived. And there was a time where Romano went to go stay at a family friend, because I went out one day, and then her dog bit him, because he was very fond of dogs. We always used to go to a dog and we used to pet, and the dog bit him. And the night when he came home, he took the form of a dog. He barked and he bit, and he crawled on the floor, and he went on his four legs and he just crawled and barked. And I thought, yo, this is strange, how come he's doing that? But because of the illness, and that's what he betrayed. It was just a phase that he went through, and I was shocked. I thought, yo, it was every day that I picked up things, small things that I don't know of the illness. But yeah, that I went through it, and he's much calmer now because he's bedridden. I can handle now. There's no more, and he's off the clozapine. He was on clozapine, because of the aggressiveness, but he's off that now. So he's just there. There was a time, if as I said, he could walk, and then I took him with to the Tanga Junction, and then he went on a few rides with us, and because of his unsteadiness, he was walking around, and this guy thought, I can still remember the remark he said, you're having a nice time, thinking that Romano was drunk, you know what I mean. But yeah, people need to be educated because of illness. But I knew, but I didn't still wanted to go in and tell the guy, no, this and the other. But the main challenge now for me is the feeding and caring for him now, because he's bedridden, and it's tough on me because I'm alone. I have to see to him alone. There's times when he's on the Kimby now, so I've got to change him, and now that he's lying and just his bones is very stiff, I've got to physically lift him up, and it works in my back, so I have back problem. But I can't afford to be ill because I need to look after him. That's my main priority now, is to look after him.
And you do get the insure from the hospital?
The hospital gives me my 30 tins for the month.
So you use it 10 a day?
Yes, 10 a day. And this is all that he has, nothing else. It's okay, baby, what's wrong? Sometimes he has to be fit. I give him his medicine, it's got folic acid and vitamin C, but now it's got to be crushed. And if you don't crush it properly, then it's stuck at the moment. It was 2 years in the illness, his speech went away, and then there were signs that I have to notice in him to see if he's ill or I wouldn't know. Okay, I used to feed him breakfast, lunch, and there was a time when his motor skills failed, and then I have to feed him physically. I had to take a spoon and feed him. I changed his diet to like more liquid foods, like custard and soups and mashed food. So that means he couldn't swallow, so I had to take him off meat. He had to eat fish. I had to make the things fine and like things like that. That's how you eat. As you see, I don't have transport, so taking him to hospital is very difficult. I have to rely on friends to take me. So physically, this person has to pick him up and put him in the car. But as I say, he cannot sit, so he has to lie on the seat and get him to hospital. Then I have to get me a wheelchair, but because he cannot sit, he louches forward. It's difficult because they don't have straps for wheelchair patient like that, and I cannot miss an appointment because the doctors need to see him. The last challenge I had now is phoning the ambulance system people, because they don't know about the illness, and when they think is they want to take you to the hospital. I said, no, not the hospital. This child needs to be at the hospital because he has a fold at the hospital. So it's a lot of people that needs to be informed and taught about the illness, even ambulance drivers, ambulance people and things like that. So it's a lot of things. So that's my challenge, getting to hospital, because I need an ambulance service or something, or just to be able to take, because there's people that don't have transport, and patients need to be at the doctor. For me, it's my faith. My faith keeps me going strong. I'm a woman of God, and nobody out there is going to give me the strength and what my Heavenly Father gives me. So I'm on my faith. And there are times when I sit in my room and I cry, because God listens to your tears. Cry because sometimes you will cry and I won't know what is wrong because he doesn't talk to me. I don't know if my child is in pain. I don't know what's going on in his mind. So yeah, there's times when it's too much for me and I cry. So that's the challenge I face. I think I won't say when is his time. I know his time will be there eventually, but as I say, it's never too much for me to handle. But as I want to say, it's never a burden. It's a joy because I know where my son is at. I know I have this quality time with him. God has given me the strength to look after him, to see to him and to see. And it's never a dull moment with him. I love him to bits.